If you are watching this video right now, I want you to stop scrolling for the next 10 minutes, because somewhere between the bills piling up, the relationship that fell apart, the diagnosis you didn't expect, or the dream that seems dead, you have been quietly telling yourself, I don't think I can do this anymore. I need you to know something before you close this tab. God is not finished with you. And what I'm about to share with you today might be the exact word you've been waiting for without even knowing it. By the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a story about a man who stood at the edge of everything, physically, emotionally, spiritually broken. And what happened next changed the course of his entire life. But more than that, I'm going to give you 3 things God does right before your breakthrough. Things that look exactly like the opposite of a breakthrough. If you've ever felt like your prayers are hitting the ceiling, like the silence from heaven is too loud to bear, stay with me, because what looks like the end of your story is actually the turning point.
Let me tell you about a night that changed everything. There was a man, successful once, respected once, who lost almost everything in the span of a single season. His health collapsed, his finances collapsed. The people who once called him a friend disappeared the moment he stopped being useful to them. He sat alone one night, in the dark, and did something so many of us have done. He asked God the question we're all afraid to ask out loud. Why me? Why now? Have you forgotten about me? He didn't get a lightning bolt. He didn't get an angel. He didn't even get a clear answer. What he got was silence. And in that silence, he made a decision that would define the rest of his life. He decided that even if God never answered him, even if the mountain never moved, even if the pain never made sense, he would trust anyway. Not because it felt good, not because it made logical sense, but because somewhere deep inside, he remembered a truth he had heard 100 times before, but never truly believed until that moment. God is closest to the brokenhearted, especially when they cannot feel him at all. Weeks passed, nothing changed. Then, one ordinary Tuesday, a phone call came he never saw coming. A door he thought was permanently shut opened. Not because he forced it, not because he manipulated the outcome, but because the moment he stopped trying to control everything and simply surrendered, God moved in ways he never could have orchestrated on his own. That man's name doesn't matter, because that man could be you.
Here's what most people don't understand about seasons like this. The delay is not denial. When it feels like God is silent, he is not absent. He is working underneath the surface, in places you cannot see, preparing an answer that is bigger than the one you asked for. Think about it this way. A seed doesn't complain in the dark soil. It doesn't know it's about to become a tree. All it does is stay planted. And that's the invitation for you today. Not to have all the answers, not to understand the timing, but to stay planted exactly where you are. 3 things are true right now, even if you can't feel them. First, your pain has not disqualified you. It has positioned you. The people God uses most are almost always the people who have been broken the deepest. Second, your prayers are not being ignored. They are being processed. There is a difference between no and not yet, and most of us confuse the two. Third, the fact that you are still here, still watching, still fighting to believe, that is not weakness. That is faith. Real faith isn't the absence of doubt. It's showing up anyway.
Now, I want to pause here for a second, because what I'm about to tell you next is the part most people give up right before they get to. There is a specific moment, a specific turning point that almost everyone who's ever come back from rock bottom experiences.
And if you know what it looks like, you won't miss it when it happens to you. That turning point is this. The breakthrough almost always comes disguised as a breaking point. Right before something is restored, it often feels like it's being destroyed. Right before a relationship is healed, it can feel like it's falling apart completely. Right before your finances turn around, the pressure can feel unbearable. Right before your health improves, the fight can feel the hardest.
This isn't coincidence. This is a pattern that is repeated throughout history in the lives of people who went on to do extraordinary things. They were tested in the wilderness before they entered the promise. They wept through the night before joy came in the morning. They were pressed on every side before they broke through into something greater than they ever imagined. So if your life feels like it's cracking right now, under pressure, under weight, under uncertainty, I want you to reframe what you're experiencing. You are not being crushed for no reason. You are being prepared. The version of you that comes out on the other side of this season will not be the same person who walked into it. You will be stronger, wiser, deeper in faith than you've ever been. And you will look back at this exact moment, the one you're in right now, and recognize it as the place everything changed. But here's the key. You have to keep showing up. Not perfectly, not without doubt, just faithfully, one day at a time. Now, I promised you I'd tell you the 3 things God does right before your breakthrough. Things that look nothing like a breakthrough while they're happening. We've touched on the first 2 without even realizing it. But the third one is the one that changes everything. And I saved it for last on purpose. Stay with me.
Here it is. Right before your breakthrough, God will often strip away everything you were leaning on that wasn't Him. The job you thought defined you, the relationship you thought completed you, the plan you thought guaranteed your future. One by one, He removes the things you were quietly trusting more than you were trusting Him. Not to punish you, but to free you. Because as long as you have a backup plan, you'll lean on the backup plan. As long as you have something else to hold on to, you won't fully reach for Him. So if everything around you feels like it's being stripped away right now, your comfort, your certainty, your control, it's not because you're being abandoned. It's because you're being prepared to receive something that only comes when your hands are finally empty enough to hold it. This is the moment. Not the moment you fall apart, the moment you finally, fully let go and let God carry what you were never meant to carry alone. Picture the person you're going to be 1 year from today. Someone who looks back at this exact season, this video, this moment, as the point where everything shifted. Not because the circumstances changed overnight, but because something inside you changed first.
You stopped white-knuckling your way through life and started trusting again. You stopped asking, why is this happening to me? And started asking, what is this preparing me for? That person is not a fantasy. That person is who you become the moment you decide, today, that you are not giving up. You have survived 100% of your worst days so far. This one will be no different. If this message reached you today, I want you to do 3 things. First, comment the word believing below, so I know you're not giving up, and so someone else scrolling through the comments finds hope too. Second, subscribe to this channel, because every single week I bring messages exactly like this one to help you stay strong when life gets heavy. And third, take 30 seconds right now, wherever you are, and simply say, God, I'm still here. I'm not giving up. That's it. That's the whole prayer. And I believe with everything in me, that's enough to start the turnaround. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep believing. Keep standing. Your breakthrough is closer than it's ever been.